hardest problem in engineering organizations is not the simulation itself. It's everything around it. The setup, the handoffs, and the expertise that stays locked in a few individuals instead of scaling across the team. With the latest id8 release 2026.1 that is now available in the market, we address exactly that challenge. Let me show you what this release brings. The headline is the introduction of SimApps, the customized vertical simulation applications that now live directly inside id8. SimApps already existed as one-click applications to run complex simulation workflows, but creating them required some development effort. With 2026.1, that changes. Now SimApps can be created directly inside id8 using intuitive graphical components. Lead engineers build and validate workflows in Optimus, bring them into id8, design the user interface, and finally deploy, all within a single environment without coding. Let me show you how the setup looks like. So id8 is a cloud-native platform. It's installed in a cloud instance in Europe at this stage. To access it, you just need to open your browser in your computer and use your username and password to enter. So I will be putting my credentials here, clicking signing in, and I immediately land on the projects module. Today we're going to work with Neon AWS project, which is already created, and by navigating on the left side on the module called SimApps, someone can see directly all the SimApps that have been created either by myself as a user or by other users and are shared with me. So directly with one click you can land on the library of SimApps that are available to use. The creation flow starts from an existing Optimus workflow, a structured and validated simulation process built by an expert. The goal is to package that expertise into something that broader team can use easily. Within id8, the expert defines both the user experience and the engineering boundaries. They decide which parameters are exposed, set defaults, and control what can and cannot be modified. The result is a focused interface where users see exactly what they need, nothing more, nothing less. Let's start with an example. We want to create a SimApp for a crash simulation of the Chrysler model and study the dissipated energy and the acceleration of the rear seats. We want to have an optimization problem here to minimize the vehicle mass. Our design variables will be thicknesses of different elements of the front part of the car, and we have some constraints of maintaining the energy above a certain level and keep the rear seat acceleration below some levels according to the standards. Going back to id8, everything is organized on the project level, so we navigate on the Neon AWS, where we find the workflow that is built before by the simulation expert in Optimus. So you see here there is an open radius simulation that is done for this crash analysis, and we have also the other elements that we are needed for the SimApp. Navigating back to the SimApp modules, everything starts by creating the new button, selecting the project where our workflow already lives, and choosing the workflow that we want to use to start building the SimApp. By clicking Create, the process starts, where we have a dashboard and we can create the custom interface that we want. First of all, we want to have an optimization, and for this case we're going to publish in the SimApp two algorithms that the users can use to study this optimization problem. Then by clicking Generate, id8 scans predefined workflow and publishes different options that the expert will fine-tune before publishing the SimApp to the rest of the team. The final setup of the SimApp user interface is ready and now becomes available to the different IDA users. A user can choose the optimization algorithm, define number of maximum evaluations, slightly modify with the sliders the nominal value of the input variables, confirm the setup of the optimization, and click Run. After that, id8 submits and starts producing the results for this optimization study. Every SimApp keeps a history of past executions. By navigating on the respective menu, the user can go back and inspect previous runs in a dashboard of the results. For distributed teams, this brings consistency and removes a significant source of human error. Teams across different locations access the same library of SimApps. That means identical workflow logic, identical solver configurations, and directly comparable results. An engineering director can look at the data and trust it, not because every run was manually verified, but because the process behind it is standardized and controlled. Every SimApp that is created belongs to an id8 project. Navigating back to the project's module is very easy to locate the project, and by clicking the sharing button, you can distribute the project, its contents, and the SimApps that are coming with it with different team members. It's also possible to define different permissions to make sure that the correct people have access to the correct data and use them seamlessly. A mature engineering organization is not defined by how strong its best engineer is, but by how effectively that expertise is scaled across the team. id8 2026.1 makes that transfer systematic and reliable. Your experts are no longer a bottleneck. Their knowledge is captured, structured, and made accessible through repeatable processes that the entire organization can use. And as a result, the data becomes consistent and robust enough to support decision across all the stages of the product development. If you are running simulations across distributed teams and want to get more value from that investment without adding headcount and without disrupting your existing tools, id8 2026.1 is worth a closer look. Reach out to us and we will walk you through what this can look like in your environment.